everybody, from Spartanburg, South Carolina. It is time for another edition of Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble, proudly presented by Yokohama. Well, the Wofford Terriers coming off one of the stranger weeks and stranger afternoons that we've seen in some time here. A game at Western Carolina in front of no fans. Obviously, goes without saying our thoughts with everybody in Western North Carolina and the upstate of South Carolina in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Coach, we've talked about the impact on campus here and the fact that you guys practically didn't have electricity for a while. The team was sleeping in meeting rooms and racquetball courts. But once you got to Cullowhee, did it feel that strange once the game got going?
Well, for us as coaches and probably for the players also, no, because you're involved in the play or you're involved in the game as a coach. Mm-hmm. So you're doing, you're adjusting, you're communicating, and it's normal. And I think as a player it is. Where you notice there's nobody in the stands is before the game, during, lulls in the game, like after, for example, after a play or at halftime. That's when you notice. But when play's going on, it's football.
Put it this way, we were in the press box and we could hear you and your coaches yelling out a few things. So it was a surreal atmosphere. On the field, didn't go Wofford's way. A hard-fought game, but a 21-17 loss to Western Carolina on Saturday. Terriers back on this field behind us next Saturday, taking on VMI. We'll get to all of that. We'll look back at the Western Carolina game, ahead to a visit from the Keydets of VMI and family weekend here at Wofford. And we'll also talk a little bit about how technology is changing this man's job. It's all ahead here on Inside Wofford Football.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or 80 years old, your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With 2 convenient locations, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and heal at our North Grove Medical Park and Star Center offices to get you back in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit. For more information, call 560-BONE.
Welcome back. Of course, the Terriers went to Cullowhee, North Carolina without starting quarterback Amari Odom. He was there, but Amari's been injured, probably going to miss a couple of weeks at least. Paulie Seeley, of course, sophomore quarterback who got a lot of run last year as a true freshman, your starting quarterback. How about the week of preparation? What did you guys feed Paulie, and how did he receive everything?
He did a good job. I thought Paulie played a really good game for us. He did an excellent job of managing the game, collecting, positive yards. And, there's always things that you can work to improve. And, that's going to be the case in any situation, especially at the quarterback job. But I thought he played a really good football game for us. Did a great job managing us.
Of course, the story of the game at the beginning for Wofford was the defense. Western Carolina drove into the red zone twice. I mean, deep into the red zone, goal-to-goal situations, and both times your D rises up when they had to and forces the Catamounts into field goals. So it's 6-0 early, but that had to be a big lift on that side of the ball.
No, it was. It's a big lift for our team. It's one of the things we always give them keys to victory and, challenge both units. And, we challenge our defense to play great red zone defense because they had really struggled down in the red zone, and we wanted to put the brakes on them because the tempo of offense, you got to stop them on first down, and you got to stop them in the red zone. And our guys did a great job of stopping them in the red zone, and really they had one touchdown all day.
So it's 6-0 first quarter, Western Carolina. Then the Terriers kind of start to get some rhythm offensively. The running game, Ryan Ingram starts to break off a couple of chunk runs. Paulie starts to look like he's in rhythm. And I know things felt a little bit better. Running game was an emphasis for you all week. Mm-hmm. They came in with the worst running defense in the SoCon, but their numbers were skewed because they had played North Carolina State in Montana. I think Western's run defense may be a little bit better than they were given credit for. And you guys had your moments. It was just the consistency part. You run a big run, and then it was hard. And they seemed like they wanted to take the run away from you.
Yeah, they wanted. Everybody, I think, defensively always starts that way, and they. we did a really nice job, particularly in the first half, of running the football. I thought Ryan played well, and our guys up front really played well. JT found positive yards for us. They got a little sticky. The second half, they made some good adjustments, and we're adjusting to find run game in the second half. And by the time we got down the way there, we're throwing the football a little bit more because of the situation.
Need some visual evidence of what we're talking about? Here's Ryan Ingram in the second quarter.
4 wide receivers on the field. And Ingram up the middle. First down and more. Ryan Ingram off to the races. 30, 20, caught from behind and down at the 9-yard line. Almost took it to the house. Did Ryan Ingram, number 12.
And our offensive line is opening up holes.
It is a 48-yard scamper. They brought the tight.
So the fifth-year senior 47-yard run. It set up a J.T. Smith 10-yard touchdown run, and Wofford was ahead 7-6. And then, of course, second quarter, you're kind of – that was a weird second quarter. We pick up a first down on a fake punt, and then we get stuffed on a fourth down. They get the ball back. They get stuffed on a fourth down. That big play defense was really working for you. I know John Boyles had a couple of big plays. Jalen Marshall. Omarion Brown may have had his best game as a Terrier. I don't worry about anything on the defensive side of the ball right now.
No, they're a veteran unit. They know our defense. They all understand their role. And again, seeing a guy like Omarion has been emerging, and he really came through. He had his biggest moments in that ball game and showed that he can be an elite player in the SoCon for sure.
Yeah, 3 tackles for loss for big number 90. We go to the end of the second quarter. Western has scored to make it 14-7. You get the ball back, and it's 2-minute drill time. And I thought Paulie Seeley really moved the ball very effectively during that.
Paulie did a great job. Our receivers got open for him, made several key catches, to get the ball down the field, extend drives, and then ultimately put it in.
And it capped it off with the Terrier making his first collegiate touchdown catch.
Ingram in the backfield, Seeley back to pass. He's got time, he's going to flip it into the end zone, and it's a touchdown in the back of the end zone. What a pass and what a catch, and it's a touchdown for Isaiah Scott, his first collegiate touchdown, and Wofford's a PAT away from tying this up with 15 seconds to go in the half. That was a tough throw because he had a receiver short, had a linebacker in between, and he had to drop it over the linebacker and keep Scott in the field of play. He caught it right in the back of the end zone.
The Isaiah Scott touchdown, 15 seconds left in the half. We went to the locker room, all tied up at 14. We come back. The second half from Cullowhee next here on Inside Wofford Football.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Wofford and Western Carolina were all square at 14 entering the third quarter. And first I got to ask, it was hot down there. I mean, it was 79, 80 degrees, but man, not a cloud in the sky, no breeze, turf, metal bleachers. Did you guys feel the effects a little bit?
It was hot. It was hot. I think anytime you're in the mountains and you got a clear, sunny, cobalt blue sky day, it's going to be hot. And it was hot. It's true heat.
Absolutely. So you had the ball back offensively to start the third quarter, and you started feeling really comfortable. Even though it was a tie game, things felt pretty good. Wofford got another big play from the passing game early in the third.
Here in the third quarter. Big play action. Back to J.T. Smith, who's got room on the left flat. Makes an in move. Oh, makes everybody miss. He's deep in the territory, down the sideline. One man to beat, 15-10, and he's brought down at about the 5.
That set up a Devery Cagle field goal, and Wofford forged back in front 17-14. And then, of course, on defense, they are driving, and you guys are making plays in the red zone again. C.J. Coombs, how about that individual effort where he just ripped the ball away from the Western player and got a big defensive turnover there?
Yeah, it was a great effort. We emphasize, and the defense has done a great job all year of taking the ball away from our opponents, and that was a great play by C.J., just a super effort by him.
After that turnover, Western did manage to get the ball back. The Wofford running game was kind of in fits and spurts, and Western was doing a good job defensively. Had them outscored to take a 21-17 lead in the third, and then we go 3 and out. They get the ball back again. They drive they're trying to make it a 2-score game, and looking really good. And once again, Wofford comes up big defensively.
Flood the end zone here. Now Adams goes back to the left. Gonzalez looks right, pulls it under, and that ball is knocked up in the air. It's a jump ball. Did the Terriers get it?
Yes.
They did. Interception offered. Tipped ball. Plucking it out of the air.
David Powers.
I think it was Powers who caught it, and I think it might have been Boyles who knocked it up in the air.
And Jim, he stretched out with
David Powers, by the way, Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Week with a tip ball diving interception. Great to see from a guy who's battled some adversity this season.
He has, and David's he's one of our better football players for sure. He's one of the guys we really depend on, and having him back and having him healthy is awesome. I was really excited. We're excited to have him back, and happy for him.
Let's spin it forward to the end. It was kind of a field position battle through most of the fourth quarter, a couple of punts on either side, and finally Wofford gets the ball back after some interesting clock management by Western Carolina, and you've got to run the 2-minute drill again, and you got to score a touchdown. Field goal doesn't help you. Pauly runs for 15 on first down. Things are looking good, and then so close on a couple of passing plays. Running game, just one broken tackle here or there, and it's a different story, but you just come up short, and it turns out to be a 21-17 loss, dropping Wofford to 2-3, 0-2 in Southern Conference. What was the locker room after that one? You've got some leaders on this team that I know that the bar, the level of expectation has been raised by these guys a little bit.
It has. We're never satisfied with a loss. There's the guys will come back and they'll be resilient, and because we have so many great leaders coming back as fifth-year guys, we'll get it fixed. I mean, that's where their whole mindset is, and we were close. When we look at the film, came back and have graded it, seen it, looked at it. We all know that we, both sides of the ball and in special teams, didn't execute opportunities, and we have to execute opportunities and really finish games. The last 9 games we have been 1-score games. And what that says, we won 4 out of the 5. Won 4 out of the 9. That means we've come up short in 5. Obviously, simple math. Now, biggest thing for us moving forward, for me moving forward as head coach, we got to finish. We got to finish games, whatever that looks like. Whether we're ahead or behind, we've got to finish.
You mentioned special teams. You guys have gotten quite aggressive. Did you see some opportunities there in the special team games? You and Mitch Doolittle, and a couple of them worked. One didn't, but it was really close at working. That's kind of a hallmark of this coaching staff.
No, we're always looking for ways to steal possessions and also create, extend or continue possessions. And Mitch does a great job. And, he always is helping look for those things, and the guys do a great job executing. We have a plethora of things that we can go to, and really begins by the look that we're getting, and also, his brilliant mind. He's a brilliant special teams coordinator.
Keeps a play-by-play guy on his toes. You can't just look for the ball going down the field. It's like, all right, let's make sure this is really going to be a punt or a field goal before we call it. All right, when we come back, we'll preview the big matchup with VMI on Family Weekend in Spartanburg. Let us next on Inside Wofford Football, brought to you by Yokohama.
Black and gold. Bold. A victory story about to be told. Grit, toughness, and tenacity. A hub of hard work in Hub City. We're on these wins like dogs on a bone. In the zone. Our place, in your face. Won't leave you alone. Strength, speed, fire, true. I'm sorry, do these things trouble you? We're Wofford College. We fly the W. Ingalls, proud partner of the Wofford Terriers.
Your Wofford experience starts here. And like the generations who have come before, you choose where it takes you.
What's up from Copenhagen?
Experience Wofford.
And welcome back with head coach Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble. VMI comes to town Saturday afternoon on this beautiful Gibbs Stadium, Mike Ayers Field behind us. 1:30 kickoff between the Keydets and the Terriers. VMI struggled this year, but you have immense respect for a guy that most FCS fans know very, very well, Danny Rocco. That team can never be underestimated, whether they're playing at home or on the road.
No, he's one of my favorite coaches. I love the way he manages and handles his team. He's tough, tough, two-fisted guy. I mean, he's going to have his kids ready to play, and he's had them ready to play every week. And they give you, because of his creativity, they give you a lot of things to have to, work against, especially as an offense. I thought the job he did last year was one of the best jobs at coaching. It was a great job of coaching in our league and across FCS football.
Yeah. Coach was saying he has to get back in right after we finish this because there's so much work to do to prepare for a program like that. So it'll be VMI and Wofford here on Saturday, and it's family weekend. And after playing in front of no fans at Cullowhee, hopefully a lot of Terrier faithful will be out here on Saturday. Before we let you go, technology in college football. Guys like you and I have had to learn a lot of stuff over the years, but this year's a little bit different. The NCAA has allowed helmet-to-coach communication that's really not seen in FCS this year, maybe next year, but you've dealt with helmet-to-helmet communication before as an assistant coach. Do you like it? Is it hard to get used to? And how do you think it'll work on the FCS level next year?
Well, I think it's the guys, everybody that's dealt with it at the BCS level, because that's this year's model, loves it, and it does. I think it's going to be at our level next year. I think the reason why it isn't is simply because they couldn't make enough helmets, and so now that the people know that there's a problem, with the supply now, they've met the supply and demand. So we'll be, I'm sure, in that next year. I think the iPads on the sideline. I know some people in our conference, there was 4 of us who started out not using them, have then now are using them because they have, they feel like there's an advantage to it, especially in some of the areas like special teams that some unknowns maybe because of the shield punt, that kind of stuff. But it's ever changing. It's never ceasing.
Yeah. Do you think it's a distinct advantage? We've had a couple of matchups this year where one team has it, one team doesn't. And do you think it gives a team an advantage? Does it do anything for you on the sidelines, or is it more for assistant coaches and players? And
well, it's really for the players. You can actually show them what's going on. And if there is something different, you can show them different. And if there's a mistake, you can show them the mistake. So it has an advantage to it. It really does. And I think it's really from a teaching standpoint with the player in the fray of the battle.
Live updates, yeah. Interesting to watch. The world keeps changing, including the world of college football. We'll let you get back to work. Always appreciate your time. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
And we appreciate our video staff, of course, as always, led by Omar Elmore, behind the camera. For Sean Watson, I'm Jim Noble. We'll see you next time on Inside Wofford Football.